Here's Kevin Harvick. A lap ago, taking the lead from Paul Menard. Harvick is our new race leader. What happens when landscaping blocks meet the bed of a pickup truck? Well, here's a hint. Not so much when it's roll-formed high-strength steel. See that whole story at Chevy.com. Jamie.
And Jimmy Johnson seems like his car's gotten a little bit better, but Chad Knaus just called him in. He stopped for 4 tires and said, I don't need a drink. I'm doing okay in here. So they're making the car better, and their strategy, of course, off from the leaders.
Well, he's got that cool suit, so we know he's staying cool, and he always is a great, he works out all the time. He's probably really hydrated well, so just speed me up, get me in, get me out.
Hey guys, Chad Knaus, Jimmy Johnson and the 48 team, they've made their second stop here at lap 29. Now, we know it didn't work out a year ago. That's the number of stops they made in the entire race 1 year ago when they just barely finished inside the top 10.
Well, Larry, what do you think of Kevin Harvick's strategy? He and Paul Menard and Danica Patrick are the only 3 cars that have not, well, here comes Menard. So that leaves 2 cars out there that have not yet been to pit road.
Well, Mike, after Kevin Harvick qualified 25th, we felt like it was going to take some different strategy. If they go another lap or 2, I think that he and Rodney Childers are absolutely set on trying to do this in 2 stops. You know you can do it on fuel. The whole question was about the tires.
Yeah, I think that's their plan, Larry. And I was telling Mike and Jeff this at our break. Hey, Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, and Paul Menard is in. He stayed out and led 3 laps. They're saying he's just a little loose on the left-handers, a little tight on the rights. Hearing that a lot today. They wiped the grill, 4 tires, and just an air pressure adjustment for Paul Menard. Danica in as well.
Patrick completes her stop, so that leaves Harvick, the only driver on the racetrack who's not been to pit road.
And it's 30 laps. I say he comes this time.
Michael McDowell picks up second spot. He stopped during the caution flag, as did Cole Witt.
Mike, if we call this race as it's happening like we do, then a lot of these strategies don't make sense. But these guys have got a plan, and once you get a plan and you stick to it, sometimes it really works out well.
Great to have a plan, but that caution comes out, and all of a sudden the plan is completely shot.
I totally agree, Jeff, but you can't race, you can't run your race thinking there's a caution going to come out. You just got to deal with that if it does. There he is.
Just as you said, 30 laps in, here is Kevin Harvick for his first stop of the day. Matt.
Circumstances dictate game plans before you have to call an audible. Right now, they are sticking to that. The discipline, knowing they are in their window. Harvick says the car not as good, especially when he turns left. It is tight. Look for a chassis adjustment across the back. Right side already completed. There you go. You see the other one completed as well on that 4. Harvick never won here in Cup. He has one here in the old Winston West and also the Southwest Tour cars.
All that extra time out on the racetrack compared to the other leaders is going to mire him back at about 20th when he gets back on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's going to cycle. It's just how it's going to work for a while. And hopefully you've got the right game plan.
Yeah, they're racing the racetrack. They're not really racing those competitors right now. I thought something really interesting. We heard there talking about being tight on the left versus the right. Because it's a road course, the majority of these turns are right. The cars handle much better to the right than they do to the left, and a lot of times you'll find the car struggles going to the left because you've made it so good to the right.
Yeah, I think road racing's compromise. Everything about it's pretty much a compromise, and I got more rights than I got lefts, so you're just gonna have to deal with it.
You see Carl Edwards up ahead of A.J. Allmendinger. 1.2 seconds is the gap. And now everyone has been on pit road at least once.
And Mike, drivers are always looking for perfection. They want their car to drive perfectly. Doesn't push, doesn't not loose, doesn't spin the wheels. That's what you're striving for. Can you get there? Most of the time, no. So you have to compromise.
78 of Mark Truex Jr. has really been putting some good laps together. About the last 5 or 6 laps have been very, very competitive. Right up there as good as the leaders.
Yeah, Mark's been solid right from the very get-go. Been in the top 5 here. Full turn. Got a pretty good setup in old car today.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. The 18 of Kyle Busch came in a little bit sooner than Carl Edwards and A.J. Allmendinger and Truex, and he was out ahead of them. When they came off pit road, they were behind him, and just those couple laps that he had on the tires, those new tires ate him up, and now they're pulling away.
How about the fourth place car, Matt?
Mike, when you look at past trends here at Sonoma with the Gibbs cars, typically lap 15 on, they really take a big swing to the free side, and that's what they've been seeing with those Toyotas here today. In fact, Kyle Busch said he needed more to lean on, especially that right rear. They made an air pressure change on the stop. Since that stop, he says the car just doesn't feel much different, but he is adjusting how he drives from behind the wheel to compensate.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. caught him up in turn 10 and just about ate him up there.
Mike, there's a preferred line around this track, and that's what everybody tries to run in, and that's where they lay all the rubber down, and that's what changes the setup of your car.
And that's the difference between 3 laps on tires.